Nation, he's back. Let's go. Salute to everybody pulling up, you guys. Salute to the nation. Welcome to Raiders Primos. I'm your host, Raider Ed. I'm sending the link right now to Raider Nate as we speak. Guys, we have breaking news via Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network. He says the Raiders and running back Josh Jacobs, they have agreed to terms on a one-year deal contract worth up to $12 million for the 2023 season. Let's go. We have Josh Jacobs back in the building. He is under contract now. Man, let's go. It happened. Share the link around, you guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Josh Jacobs coming back. Salute to Anthony. Salute to Sean. Salute to the numbers for pulling up. You guys, yes, I was actually out helping my girlfriend move some stuff around. And right when I get, I have, the iPhone do not disturb when you're driving. Right when I got home, I checked my phone and immediately, when I seen the breaking news, I was like, I got to come on, talk with the nation, because I know the nation is excited. But yes, I sent the link now. I'm going to really I'm going to try to call Nate real quick, tell him to pull up, because we got to talk about this, you guys, because now there's no speculation. Josh Jacobs is going to be with the Raiders. Bro, Nate, pull up, bro. I sent you the link. Pull up. Pull up, bro. Pull up. I sent you the link. But yes, you guys, Nate's going to be pulling up. I got 11 people in the chat. Thank you guys. If you guys are not subscribed to Raiders Primos yet, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also, hit them thumbs and hit the bell so you guys can be notified when we drop new content. Also, for reasons like this, when we got breaking news, hit that bell so you guys can be notified when we go live. And let's talk about it. How the nation feeling? How is the nation feeling? Number 8 is back in the building. Josh Jacobs has signed a one-year deal with the Las Vegas Raiders worth up to $12 million. Josh Jacobs is going to be playing for your Las Vegas Raiders in the 2023 season. Shout out to Sean Johnson. Shout out to the numbers for pulling up. And also, the man, the myth, the legend is pulling up. Raider Nate in the building. Your mic's off, Nate. Turn your mic on, bro. Turn your mic on. Okay. Let's get him out. He's got some technical difficulties going on. But yes, nation, how y'all feeling? How is you guys feeling? He is back. He is back. Let's get Nate back in here. He is in here. Nate, how we feeling, bro?
Davante Adams.
Josh Jacobs, man, he's back.
Davante Adams signs with the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm so happy, you know what I'm saying? Feels like flashbacks. I got my hooch out, though.
For real, man, for real. Shout out to Sean Johnson. He says unstoppable offense because you have to respect the running game and the passing game. Good luck, defensive coordinator. Shout out to John Sweeney for pulling up. But yeah, Nate, talk about it, bro.
I had no expectations on if that was going to happen at all, to be honest.
Yeah,
like, I was so sad. Like, I was kind of depressed for, like, the past week.
Because we had no idea. Was he going to be back? Like, we have no idea. Hold on. I'm be sending the link to many people, if they want to pull up.
Oh, my goodness. I want to see how many YouTube. Raiders YouTubers go live this weekend.
I
know Mitch is live already.
He's
already live.
Only one. I think Mitch is live.
Yo, Mitch said if anything that happens like that, he is hopping on.
I know Mitch.
Yo,
I know.
shout out to
I know
the-
Mitch is gonna go live. I know Mitch is gonna go live.
Graf sent a post. That's it. That's
But
crazy.
shout out to everybody pulling up. Guys, get your comments in, get your questions. Like I said, I will say it again. Via Tom Pelissero, the Raiders and running back Josh Jacobs has agreed to a 1-year, $12 million or up to $12 million deal. I'm sending the link out.
He's wearing number 8, right?
To pull up.
He's wearing number 8, right?
Yeah, he's sporting number 8. He's sporting number 8.
Double O, you feel me?
But yeah, man, how you feeling, Nate? This, like you said, this is a deal that it looked dead in the water. Like it looked dead in the water. Like it, Raider is Jacobs coming back? Is he not? There's questions, that we had. How are you feeling now? Hey, it's official. Jacobs is a Raider. He's playing next season. Are you going to buy into the hype that this offense could possibly be top 10 in the league?
Yeah, shoot. Everybody knows Davante Adams is the best. Jacobs, top 3. Aiden O'Connell, the GOAT. Jimmy Garoppolo, the GOAT.
Bro, Aiden O'Connell's not even in this, in this, bro. Because
now I want to see him with W.
But yeah, shout out to everybody pulling up. But man, I'm lost for words, mostly because, like I said, this was a deal that, I'll be honest, I didn't expect it to get done this quick. I think all of us was waiting for Monday to happen to see what was Josh Jacobs gonna do after the final preseason game. Right when the Raiders were gonna get close to cut downs, was the Raiders gonna meet with Josh Jacobs one last time on Monday? And what was gonna happen? Was he gonna sign the tag? Was he gonna sign the 1-year deal? And it happened on the day of the game. On the day of the game, and I think this is gonna fire up the team even more.
What did he even sign?
You have a guy, the best running back in the league, coming back, and he's going to play for your Las Vegas Raiders in the 2023 season. Now, before, I know people want to probably then, bring the negative Nancy. It is a 1-year deal. I get it. The Raiders and him are going to come back to this next year, but I'm glad Jacobs is betting on himself, because if last season was not a fluke, which I don't think it was a fluke, it's just the offense had to run through you because our quarterback couldn't get the job done. Now that he's here, he's going to see significant drop-off in his touches, not because he didn't practice, not because he wasn't here or he's just signing late. It is because you have a quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo that knows this offense, that can get it to his star wide receivers in Davante Adams and Hunter Renfrow, get it to Michael Mayer. Jacobs does not have to do everything. He doesn't have to take the Raiders offense the length of the field. Jimmy Garoppolo will help him. So Jacobs is going to bet on himself. And I believe he's not going to have the same season he had last season, but Jacobs will have a good productive season. And he either is going to get paid by the Raiders for long-term next season, or he's going to get paid by somebody else. But I'm excited, but I'm also, this might be the last season. I don't want to, be the the buzzkill here, but this may be the last season we see Josh Jacobs in a Raider uniform, based on what we've seen in their contract disputes this season. I want to be excited. I am, of course, ecstatic we got him back, but there also comes with that we're going to be here again next season, come the off season. But you know what? That's the off season. What are you looking for week 1, Nate, against the Broncos now that JJ's back? There's no question marks of who's starting at running back for the Las Vegas Raiders. You're going to have Josh Jacobs out there, Davante, Jacoby, Hunter, Trey Tucker, Michael Mayer. You're having your full offensive lineup out there against the Broncos. What do you expect come week 1?
Man, come week 1, I want to be able to smash the Donkeys into the ground and smash the season, because I want him to do the same thing he did last year, but obviously he wasn't happy with the win-loss ratio, and I believe with the different leader on under center, I feel like it'll be an easier talk next season. But I get how people would say like it's already in the, you know, it's already in the dirt. Like we don't have like a happy relationship. But I mean, I'm just hoping, man. But I'm hoping to just it's in terms of just week one.
Yeah,
We
just
better
week one,
dominate
bro. Just
this.
week one.
We better dominate this team. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping to see everybody get a good, like, I feel like I want this game to be like a real game played like practice. Like I want everybody get their reps in. Everybody to get, you know, their
Are you
numbers,
talking
their
about
look.
today's game?
I'm talking about Broncos.
Oh, okay.
Like I want everybody to get, shots, all the starters, everybody touching the ball. That's what I want to see.
Pause. Big pause. Touching the ball,
I
bro.
have
Big pause. I'm messing with you, man. But yeah, I agree. You know what? And I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But the thing is, we got to talk about JJ here. The thing is, what does this mean for the rest of the running back room? Well, this means really what we predicted. Sincere McCormick, you're likely going to the practice squad. And then Zamir White, you're back to running back too. But here's the thing. Now, is Zamir going to play today? That's the question. Now that Josh Jacobs is back, is Zamir going to, play
Yeah.
today? He's played, the past two preseason games. That's going to be the big question. Does he play today? If he does play today, that's another guy I'm watching. I'm going to be watching Zamir White because then you're running back too. But if you have a good game out there, again, we're going back. Like we talked about running back by committee, Nate. Who's to say, even with Josh Jacobs back, the Raiders are still going to go with, they're still going to go running back by committee. And I think that's going to be better for Josh Jacobs. He had 393 total touches last year. And you're going to basically get the weight off of him a little bit, this season. Because, like I said, he's got a quarterback. He's got Zamir White, who is looking like he's finding the holes better, pause, if necessary. You also got Brandon Bolden, who can possibly take some of the load off of Jacobs. But Jacobs said, you pay me like a hero, or I'm going to go hero turn villain real quick. The thing is, you don't have to be the hero this season. You have weapons around you that are going to help you. So, yes, I'm happy he's back, and I think he came to his senses that he has to come back. He has to come back.
Yeah.
Let me get into these comments. Let me acknowledge the chat real quick. We went all over the place. Share the link around. Share with your friends. We got breaking news. Josh Jacobs is a Raider. I didn't count him as he was already a Raider, but he's playing with the Raiders. Shout out to Anthony. He says yes. Got most of this completely offense back. You got Jacobs, Adams, and Renfro. Exactly. We got GA Patriot in the building. Holy shit, is this for real? Yes, this is for real. Sean Johnson says this regime moves in silence. Dave Ziegler the other day told the media, nothing new here. LOL. What if it was all part of the plan? Troll us. LOL. Ziegler's the boss. And Sean, I think Nate hit it right on the button. This is almost like the Davante Adams news. The Davante Adams rumors were spiking that, he's going to go to the Raiders. And then they just died. And, we're all basically going about our day, living our lives. And then, we check our phones and breaking news, Davante Adams is a Raider. And you're like, what the hell? What just happened? That is exact. I think you were right on the button. Ziegler, people need to realize Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels, they will not tell the media shit. A lot of people hate them for it, and a lot of people love them for it.
And guess what?
In my opinion, I love them for it. Don't tell the media shit because the media loves to, turn shit around and just for clicks, and it's false news. Go ahead, Nate.
And guess who did that for the past 20 something years? Bill Belichick. He was absolutely so like he was not telling like in any press conference everything was just short answers. He does not want to give nothing. That's what Bill Belichick did. And I feel like, what I'm saying, Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler is, what I'm saying, on that track. What I'm saying, they're learning how to be a silent but deadly
Front office,
team.
yeah. And Realist Raider, he said, nice. The 8 to 10 games he plays will be nice. He'll sit out the end of the season to get his. And the thing is, Realist, he lose money for any games he sits out. He's now under contract with the Raiders. Like, this isn't him signing a tag. This is him signing the dotted line. I will play with the Las Vegas Raiders for 1 year. Like, so he has to play with the Raiders. If he chooses to sit out, like, just him, like, hey, I don't want to play, yeah, you're losing money then. You're going to get fined by the organization. So I don't think he'll sit out. And the thing is, me and Nate talked about this, Realist. If you're Jacobs and you want to get more money, you want to get a long-term contract. You want to get the security that you talked about. You may not get it from the Raiders, but then you damn well want to get it from the 31 other teams. If he plays 8 to 10 games and then he sits out, does that do Josh Jacobs justice? If he doesn't want to play with the Raiders next season or even sign with them, cool, go to somewhere else. But if he does this, then what does that mean for Josh Jacobs come next season when he wants to go sign somewhere else? No other team's going to take that. If they're like, oh, you sat on the Raiders because, you wanted to stay healthy or you wanted to get the bag. No, like, we don't want that. He's going to bet on himself, Realist. He's going to play the full 17, and he's going to go out there and likely kill it again because he wants to get his bag. He wants to get his bag. Shout out to Walt in the building. Shout out to GA Patriot. Been laying around lazy. Just turned on my TV. Did JJ really sign? Yes, he did, you guys. He did. He did just sign. Again, you guys, I'm going to say it again. This is from also Yahoo Sports has reported it. Raiders and running back Josh Jacobs reportedly agree on a 1-year deal worth up to $12 million. It says running back Josh Jacobs reportedly agreed to return to Las Vegas on a 1-year deal worth up to $12 million per NFL's networks Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero. Jacobs had initially held out for the entire offseason and preseason after he refused to sign the $10.1 million franchise tag the Raiders placed on him. So yeah, they got the best running back in the league right now.
Yes, sir.
You got the best wide receiver. Now, I know we want to talk about Jacobs, but Nate, what does this mean for Jimmy Garoppolo? He has now a full load of weapons. There's no question marks with Jacobs. There's no question marks with our receiving core. Now, this is the same thing we're going back to what we did with DC. Jimmy Garoppolo, you got no excuses to go out there and have this offense be one of the best in the league.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy was probably, who knows, like he was probably like, man, I kind of do, but now, you got the peoples, you got the tools. You got the tools. You have a right-hand man right by your side when you're, behind the line of scrimmage. He's there to help you. He's been there for a while. But now all he needs to do is just, put everything he has on the field and, go crazy. Hit me.
And shout out to Space Beast. He said, who cares if JJ's last season? It's about the now, and this regime can find talent and we'll have $50 million in cap space. And Space Beast, I agree with it. And you know what's crazy is that I said the writing was on the wall with the Raiders moving on from Jacobs. And how was that? Well, they go out and they draft Britton Brown and they draft Zamir White. Then in that same year, they go get 2 more rookies in the two undrafted rookies and Andrew Walters and Sincere McCormick. So they bring in 4 running backs that are all rookies And you're telling me that they're not getting ready to move on from Jacobs. They were, like you said, they will find talent. Ziegler will find talent. He doesn't, he may find it in the most unlikeliest place, and we'll be like, where the hell did he come from? Like it is what it is. But Ziegler, the writing was on the wall that he could move on from Jacobs next season. But I guarantee, based off last season, he didn't want Jacobs to walk. He wanted to see Jacobs back in the silver and black, and Jacobs is back in the silver and black. Yes, Walt says, week 1, GM Walt expects a W. Plenty of time to get Jacobs ready. Van City, shout out to Van City, and also like our brother Wasted says it, the Raider Equinox is no longer among us. It is here. Shout out to
here,
Van
baby.
City. I love Van City's energy, bro.
But you got everyone going like
now let's talk about this, Nate, because I even said it. Space B says we don't need Jacobs versus the Broncos. We need him versus the Bills. Talk about that a little bit, Nate, because we said that the Raiders could beat the Broncos with the running back by committee, but the Bills is where it might be the game where like, damn, we need number 8 out there. But now that we got him back, how do you see this playing out with not just the Broncos, but let's go into week 2, going against the Bills. JJ is going to be there.
Yeah, I do agree. We don't need Jacobs versus the Broncos, but I would prefer him to play a couple snaps, or even just split the whole game with Zamir White versus the Broncos. Obviously, we're gonna need him on full force versus the Bills, because we need that whole offense to be on full force against the Bills, and I feel like that wouldn't be too bad if we kind of 50-50'd on the Broncos game, because I feel like he just said, like the Broncos, I said, like it will be like a little practice, because man, are they hurting.
And the thing is with Broncos gonna be Jacobs preseason game. Yeah, it could be. But I hope he don't play like his preseason. Like go out there and like show the NFL, show the Raiders why you wanted to get paid. Like prove it again. And what does this mean for Damian Williams? I think he's gone too. Let's see, we got JJ, Zamir, Brandon, and then Amir Abdullah, and then Jakob Johnson, because Jakob counts as a running back. That's 5 running backs you're carrying. Yeah, so I think Damian's out. Sincere is probably going back to the practice squad. And yeah, that's your running back lineup. So JJ, Zamir, Amir. Okay, I'm gonna say it because that's like a tongue twister. Jacob, Zamir, Amir Abdullah, and then Brandon Bolden. I want him cut, but I think this regime is just in love with Brandon Bolden. And then you got Jakob Johnson. And then shout out to Walt for bringing the stats. He says Raiders will give more touches to others in 2023. We were 17th in rushing last year. And that's, couldn't have said it better, because if you do go look back at the stats, the Raiders were 17th in rushing, and that was with Josh Jacobs having 1,600 yards. And the Raiders had, I believe, 1,900 yards as a team, with Jacobs having 1,600 of those yards. So hopefully, they can have 19 or 2,000 yards as a team, but hopefully it's more split, like you said. He says Ziegler can't talk about these matters before they happen. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Shout out to Space Beast. Z was waiting for the Niners to lose, and the trade was the icing. Woke up and boom, how would you like more money than Saquon? Bro, hey, right? Ziegler be moving like a shark, man. Ziegler be moving like a shark. And you know what? Let me ask this question to everyone. With this move, do you guys believe that Ziegler is a good GM for the Raiders? Not just now, but going into the future. Do you trust Dave Ziegler having control over the Raiders? I'll ask you that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel like so far it's been trusty moves, it's been smart moves, and it's been smart drafting, you know. You got to think about the drafting too, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like him. What about you?
Yeah. And realist Raider, I don't know, like there's no contract details of like incentives or guarantees, but that's likely what it was. It's likely the guaranteed money. So likely if they say worth up to $12 million, so yeah, the extra incentives could be the 2 million. Likely that's likely where he's getting the extra 2 million is incentives. And we're gonna have to see. Sean John said this is like the Saquon Barkley deal. They put incentives in it. He has to ball out. And like I said, Sean, Jacobs is betting on himself, and he has to go out there and ball out. There's no if, ands, or buts. He has to go out there and ball out. Is he going to get less touches? He is. But still, you got to put up 1,000 yards. You got to have 10 touchdowns or more. And you got to get involved in the receiving game. People said that he was picking it up last season in the receiving game, but I want to see receiving touchdowns. Like, get involved in the receiving game. That's the only thing I knock on Jacobs when he was trying to get paid. I knocked on Jacobs. You're not a receiving back. Like, I don't view Jacobs as a receiving back because he hasn't showed us that he could be a receiving back. But, last season, people were saying that he was picking it up. So I was like, okay, this season, like, go where you left off at. But let's see you take one to the house. Like, that's what I want to see. What about you, Nate? Is that one thing that you hold on Jacobs? Do you think that is one thing he needs to add to his game to be in the conversation with like a Saquon Barkley? Because even Saquon could sometimes take a screen pass to the house. Does Jacobs need to be that receiving back?
Obviously that would help, and anything is good when learning about the new stuff you can do. And I feel like he actually can, because Jimmy Garoppolo actually did that a lot with what's his name, Juszczyk, back in San Francisco, the
Yeah.
fullback. They did a lot of little short passes to the side. Um, Sometimes he was uh, lined up a little wide. I feel like Jacobs can be that guy, but I still want him to, be that power back and just, get that thing down there. You feel me?
Yeah. Walt
Crazy.
says both Tillery and Adam Butler have been in the league for 5 years. Tillery has 10.5 sacks. Adam Butler has 17 sacks. He did say defense is where we focus now. Now, yeah, let's be honest. Jacobs is signed for a year, but I have to say this. Next season, you're back where you're at. Like, let's talk about this real quick, Nate. Next season, you're back where you're at. I know a lot of people want to fix the defense, and yeah, we got our offense for this season covered. But next season, do you want to bring Jacobs back? But does it go base? Oh, how did he play this season? Did he break tackles? Did he get hurt? That is what we have to look at. But we are going to fix the defense. Not saying we're not, but the thing is, yes, the focus is on the defense, but you're back here in the same position next season talking to Jacobs possibly for a long-term deal. How do you think that's going to affect the Raiders come the offseason? I know we shouldn't talk offseason because that's in the offseason, but they're going to be here again next season having contract talks. Do you think Jacobs and the Raiders it's going to be a little bit better than this season?
Yeah. I really hope so, man. Like, he puts up the stats, and the people, our office, they realize, saying, he could do this for a while now, saying obviously he's been good his whole career, but putting up those kind of stats can be worth, the amount of money the top running backs are getting paid. I don't see the market being so bad next year. I feel like it'll be a more sunny sunflower off season.
Bro,
Next,
take out the sunnies.
yeah, you feel me?
But let me break this down to you guys. So last season, right? Actually, let me take you guys to 2021, the 2021 season. Josh Jacobs started in 14 games and he only played in 15. He missed 2 games or 1 game. He had 217 rushing attempts, 9 touchdowns, 872 yards. He had 54 catches for 348 yards, no touchdowns. Nobody was screaming for Jacobs to get signed after the 2021 season. People were questioning why Ziegler didn't pick up the 5th-year option, but no one was getting upset with Ziegler. Like, why didn't you pick up the 5th-year option? Why are you not trying to sign him to a long-term deal? It wasn't until Josh Jacobs betted on himself in 2022, and also the Raiders had a quarterback that had no idea what he was doing back there. So the offense had to go through Jacobs. Jacobs played in all 17 games, started all 17 games, but look at the drastic jump. From 217 rushing attempts, he had 340 rushing attempts. That is over 100 more than the year prior. He had 1,653 rushing yards, which, as we know, was the league leading. He had 12 touchdowns, and then he had 53 receptions for 400 yards with no touchdowns. It was after the 2022 season, Raider Nation imploded and was screaming, sign Josh Jacobs, sign Josh Jacobs. Where am I going with this? Come next season, the Raiders and Jacobs are going to be in the same exact conversation again on a potential long-term deal. The question is Josh Jacobs going to have a 2022-like season in 2023? What do you think, Nate?
I hope he does, but I hope everybody on our offense has the same type of season, but it leads to more W's. You know what I'm saying? Like 6-11 with those type of players with those type of stats. That just like in your brain, like common sense, like something's just not clicking. And with a different leader, hopefully the record can flip flop. You feel me? To 11-6. You feel me?
Yeah.
And people will be more happy. You know, and people will be more appreciative about what they've done for the team, with those stats. So I do hope that, they still go off. You feel me?
Yeah. And I hope, the thing is, it's all about hope. But let's get down to the actually like the stats and the facts of it. The facts is he's not going to have another 2023 or 2022 season in 2023. And here's why. He's not going to get as many carries or touches as he did last season. Like I said, with Jimmy Garoppolo at the helm at quarterback, you have a quarterback who knows how to deliver the football to his star wide receivers and even to his star running back. Because Jacobs could, he could come out of the backfield, to be a check down, but I want to see touchdowns, but I got to give Walt, his flowers because he's true. You're not going to get touchdowns in the red zone with Carr as your quarterback. You're just not, and I went back. The reason why I say that, it's not hating. So any view, fans coming in saying, oh, you're hating on Carr, it's not hate. I went watched film of last season, and all I seen was in the red zone, Jacobs getting overthrown or getting underthrown or getting set up to get blown up. So could Jacobs have a good 2023 campaign? He could. It's just not going to be 2022 type campaign. And it's not going to be a knock on him. It's just he's not going to be the hero. This is what Jacobs wanted, right? To not be the hero. So, and Walt, you're absolutely right. Giants didn't give Saquon Barkley the 5th-year option either. The thing is, these running backs betted on themselves. They balled out. And these organizations were like, well, shit, like now our kind of hands are tied. But the thing is, they wanted to work with these running backs. They wanted to bring them back. The thing is, some of these running backs got greedy and they wanted money. They wanted more money than Christian McCaffrey. And I'll be honest, I hate the Niners. I will go to the grave hating the Niners. But Christian McCaffrey's on a different level than any of these running backs. He plays wide receiver. He plays a slot wide receiver. He comes out of the backfield on a wheel route. Like he can take a simple 2-yard pass and take it 70 yards to the house. He's a different type of running back. The thing is, they wanted Christian McCaffrey type money. They wanted more money than Christian McCaffrey. You're not a Christian McCaffrey type running back. I'll say it to Saquon, or I'll say it about Saquon. I'll say it about Josh Jacobs. They are not on the same level as Christian McCaffrey. So they should not be wanting to get paid like a Christian McCaffrey because you are not that type of running back. You want to add on to that, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool to say, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, you see CMC as a more talented running back than Jacobs, you know. They got their ups and downs, but in my opinion, CMC do have a little more ups and skill wise. But I feel like he's a more versatile running back. Jacobs, he could like he's the running back where he's gonna run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I'll take Chubb too. You feel me?
We were just talking about him too.
Yeah, me personally, I think Chubb is the best running back in the league. But you know, everybody got their opinions. You feel me? I'm just like, you know what I'm saying, W fantasy pick.
Girl. Shout out to the chat, you guys. Shout out to the 14 people rocking with us. Guys, if you guys are not subscribed to Raiders Primos, please think about hitting the subscribe button. Guys, I believe we are closing in on 400 subscribers. So, yes, please spread the link around. Share it like crazy. I know a lot of our other guys are going live. So, we're probably not going to be on here for much longer because I do want to give some time to our other guys to go live and share their opinions. And honestly, you know, I also don't want to kill kind of a dead horse because we know he's back. But let's keep talking about it. Get your comments in, get your questions. How are you guys reacting to the Josh Jacobs news? He signed a 1-year contract worth up to $12 million with our Las Vegas Raiders. Give us your reactions. Give us your questions that you have for us. If you guys want us to give, our reactions, put it in the chat. I try to get to all the comments. So yes, comment like crazy, you guys. Shout out to Anthony. He says, I honestly don't believe we have the same situation next offseason with Josh Jacobs. If he has any absolute breakout year, he gets his bag, he win the Super Bowl, and JJ gets a ring and a bag. Also,
yes, sir.
I love the hype, but I don't want to say Super Bowl yet. But
I'm diving into the hype. Screw it.
And Walt, this is 100% facts. I think people don't realize how good the Raiders offensive line coach is, but also to GA piggybacks off that, McDaniel's run blocking scheme is fire, and Carmen Basillo, who is the offensive line coach, he's fire too. And yes, like JJ also, I can't take anything away from the offensive line either, and McDaniels and the offensive line, because JJ also had the year he had because of McDaniels, the offensive line, and Carmen Basillo. Nate, you got an offensive line that only has a new right guard, and it's Greg Van Roten at starting right guard. You got Illuminor at right tackle, Andre James at center, Cole Miller left, and hopefully you get Dylan Parham ready for week 1 at left guard. You pair, you're getting Jacobs back with almost the same identical offensive line. How important is this going to be for the Las Vegas Raiders? It's important because we're getting the best. Yes, we're getting the best running back in the league signing. But how important is it that you also have the best running back to go with almost the same exact offensive line, same exact coaching scheme? How important is that we're getting that back to this season?
It's very good. In like learning purposes on how, you know, I don't know, it's very hard to explain, but I feel like the line is good, and Greg Van Roten, the new guy, I really like his game. You know what I'm saying? I really like him as a depth piece. He's shooting for that number 2, maybe even that starter spot. But with Josh Jacobs and the run game, and still the people in the office, it's just time is an opportunity to learn and just get better. And
Yeah.
the same people with the same at the same positions year after year, it's only sky's the limit. So not only were they good or decent last year, but I'm really liking them so far. They only let up 2 sacks so far this preseason. So, you know, I'm liking it. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
and shout out to Walt. Quarterback's job is throwing the ball. Running back is running the ball. But also the thing is, Walt, I'll say this just like why I say the quarterbacks. It's a different time. Like with quarterbacks, they're not a pass. It's not a passing league anymore. It's a improvise. You got to be a dual threat quarterback. You got to run the football and you got to pass the ball. I'll say the same with the running back position. You got to receive. You got to receive the football and you got to be a good receiving back. GA Patriot shouts at him. He says McCaffrey is a wide receiver that lines up at running back, and that's what you got to be. Like you don't got to be a wide receiver, but you got to impact the receiving game. Like you got to be part of it. Like
Yeah.
we talked about it early in the show. Now defenses have to respect the running game because number 8 is back there. But imagine number 8 coming out of the backfield as a receiving back, and he has one-on-one brace a tackle, and then he has green grass. Like he has to impact the receiving game. Shout out to Shima86. I think McDaniels played Jimmy G this preseason because he saw what we had in AOC. Jimmy G's gets hurt, no worries. And yeah, I believe that too. McDaniel did play Jimmy G. I don't think that's probably why. I think he wanted to kind of get the rust off of Jimmy G based off last season with the former quarterback. He didn't play the former quarterback at all in the preseason. And then 3 interceptions later, we lose to the Chargers 24-19 week 1. I don't think he wants that to happen again. So I'm not worried about Jimmy G getting injured because I like what I see out of Aiden, but I still want Jimmy G to stay healthy because I want all those haters, all the offseason, the haters that are claiming they're Raider fans, the NFL media, the Niner fans that claim that he was a terrible quarterback. Because yes, it's crazy that some Niners fans claim he's here. You know what's crazy? You know what? I know this is about Josh Jacobs. This may be for another video. The Niner fans said Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Jimmy G. That shit is hilarious to me. Like I went to a fantasy draft yesterday, and there was Niner fans there saying that Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. That shit was the funniest shit I ever heard. Shout out to GA Patriot. He said, "What's the chance that Jacobs is on the sidelines today in Dallas? Get in there with the team now." And GA Jacobs is not going to be with the team. He's not. I'm only saying this not because he doesn't want to. I'm saying this because Josh McDaniels already said that most of the starters are going to be staying in Vegas, and there's going to be maybe a handful of starters that actually do go with them to Dallas. Will he? And maybe he may show up to the sidelines in Dallas just to show support with the team, show that he's here, show that he's committed. But wouldn't be surprised if he's not there. And also because they got who knows? They probably were signing. He was signing the contract on the plane ride to
that would be
he's
fire.
in Dallas. Huh?
I said that would be fire. I mean, who knows? I don't really know when they left Dallas, so left to Dallas.
I want to ask you this, Nate. Like we know now there was a lot of, like I said, a lot of questions going into week 1. What does this mean for Josh Jacobs? We talked about what does this mean for the Raiders? What does this mean for Jimmy Garoppolo? What does this mean for Josh McDaniels? But what does this mean for Josh Jacobs by signing the deal with the Raiders? What do you think Josh Jacobs either wants to prove, or what does he want to get out of this by signing the deal?
man, he wants to, obviously, I feel like he wants to put up, if as much,
Hey, he wants to
like,
just do this.
yeah, he wants to win, because that's what he was like. That's why he was so, apart from like the money, he was so mad. Like in the middle of the season, on most of the pressers, he was like, he was talking a lot, like, I put so much on the field, like what more can I do? You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know, and it just comes out the pause, and that ruined my sentence. But the ending is just not what we wanted, and I don't know what else I could do. You know what I'm saying? And like that's he just wants to win. He knows, what it takes to be a Raider. You feel me?
Yeah, and the thing is, I think you hit it right on the button. All he wants to do is win. Like he signs the deal because I personally think he signed the deal because he's seeing what is going on in the Raiders organization. He is
Yeah.
seeing that the culture is changing. The energy is different. The Raiders not only won, yes, it's preseason, guys, but they didn't just win in preseason.
They whooped that.
They blew the teams out. They blew teams out. 34 to they scored 34 points in back-to-back weeks. Last season, the Raiders didn't even hit 30 points. They didn't even hit 28 points in the preseason. Jacobs, I feel he senses the energy in the building, and he's like, you know what? I want to be part of something great. I want to be part of the year that the Raiders finally turn their shit around. And I want to say I was a part of that. I was a part of that. And he wants to be in the building. And you know what? You know what's funny? I remember when I dropped the news that when it was reported Raiders expect Jacobs to end his holdout and get back with the team prior to week 1, and then Jacobs tweets out, I never said that. The thing is, he deleted the tweet because he knew he was coming back. He knew he was. He wanted to stand tall, and he wanted to, be like, no, I'm still holding out. But he knew he was coming back. He knew it. And you know what, Josh Jacobs, you just made the Raider Nation happy. And you're gonna make Raider Nation more happy because we're gonna be seeing you on Sundays, running people over, trucking people, and having yourself a field day in the end zone.
Now we can
Yes, you
finally,
guys, get more comments, get more questions. Nate, anything else you want to add, man?
man. Now, finally, it's what I've been waiting for. Now we can finally do a fantasy draft where we're gonna pick somebody in the first round where they know they're gonna play.
And
This is
for real,
W.
I'm like,
That's
you know
what I
what?
was waiting
Jacobs my
on.
first pick.
That's what I was waiting on.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually glad he signed today and not Monday, because then we would have been stuck on fantasy on Sunday.
Bro, facts.
We would have been like, oh, man, I want to get Jacobs, but is he gonna play? But now, hey, he is gonna play. He is gonna play. But anyways, you guys, shout out to the nation. Like I said, we weren't gonna be on here for a long time because I know other content creators, they're going live. I seen our brother Graf went live. Our brother Wasted is live. So go check them out. Raider Nation Unlimited, and then the Oak Las Vegas Raiders Network. Go check out also Sanji Las Vegas Raiders Network. He also uploaded a video. Also, Raiders Report by Chat Sports. Mitch and them are live. That everyone is going live, you guys.
Everyone's going crazy.
Everyone's going live. So really go pick your poison. Go watch whoever. I want to give our flowers to everybody who is going live, dropping the news. But yes, you guys, to reiterate, Josh Jacobs is back, baby.
Yes, sir.
Josh Jacobs is back, signing
Sell
a
the
1-year
team.
deal, up to $12 million. JJ is back. We'll see you guys in the next video. I'll probably see you guys in other people's chats. So you guys have a blessed day. Let's go watch some Raider football and let's be hyped.
Sell the team.
Raiders!
Sell the team.